years after I started in 2012, the Community Empowerment Act in Scotland started to be developed, and it was, it's been quite a big bit of legislation for anyone working in communities and doing community development, community engagement. And participation requests are the part of the Empowerment Act that tries to give people, community groups, more say over how services are delivered and designed. And they're meant to be a way that you can ask to start a conversation with a public body who oversees the service about how to improve it. If in an ideal participation request, everyone would have a really good discussion over a number of weeks perhaps, or a number of months even, and then a really good decision would be made at the end of it. Any group that forms around any interest or in any community could potentially make a participation request. There's no strict criteria, and there's one or two things that are there that you have to make sure that you have in place, like you would have to be not-for-profit to make one, and you would have to be able to show that you're open to people from your community joining, that type of thing. What outcome you want to improve. So that's the way that a participation request has to be framed, so longer term outcomes, which is quite a difficult thing for community groups and sometimes even public bodies to understand. And once it's agreed, that's when the process, the discussion starts. It's called an outcome improvement process, and it could be meetings where the public body and the group meet and talk about what could be improved and how.
So the pack aims to give clear information, some templates for people to use, and resources to help communities understand what participation requests are and how to make one. We've got a section, first section really that groups will hit is things to consider, which is early stage information to make sure that groups are ready to make a request. And some of the things that they might want to make sure are in place. Are they the right kind of organisation? Have they thought about what it is that they want to improve? There's a section that looks at the outcome improvement process, because that is the most important part. As Andrew said, getting your request accepted is all very well and good, but if it doesn't really go anywhere and you're sitting 2 years down the line and nothing's really happened, but it also includes information and resources that could help community groups and public bodies design a good outcome improvement process. And it also encourages groups to think about who should be involved in the outcome improvement process. Because sometimes it's useful to have more than just one public body in a community group sitting around. There may be other public bodies that you want to pull in, there may be private sector organisations that you want to pull in, or there may be other community groups in your area who will be impacted or affected that you want to have around the table as well. And it's to encourage that kind of slightly wider thinking. Then there's a reflection section. Reflection's always good. There's a going forward link in that section that takes groups through thinking about what success looks like, because as Andrew says, actually there are very few examples where groups necessarily get what they want, and in some of those cases they've really not got the benefit that they were looking for. But in almost every case you're not going to get exactly what you ask for. There's going to be compromises made between both. So there's a little bit about encouraging people to actually look at what successes and benefits have been achieved as well.